really thinking hard about this one.
Are you really, really sure this is what you want me to do? I'm a miracle of engineering. Thousands of hours of research went into
Welcome
me.
back to Mom Can Have Another $1. Today we're playing H2Overdrive.
Are you completely certain you want H2Overdrive to be the thing that this miracle of human ingenuity is dedicated to performing?
Yeah, it's the spiritual
think
successor
carefully.
to Hydro Thunder, a game I've been wanting to play on the fucking show forever. Okay.
What? We
Let's
didn't
go
play
to-
Hydro Thunder?
No, it's not
I could have
playable.
sworn we did.
Oh,
Yes, we did.
No, we haven't played
Remember? We definitely have. We played a game with a boat.
it.
I think it was a Dead Nick Monday.
That was...
Well, we'll put the verdict here on the screen right now.
Yep.
How come there were M&Ms as the logo for that mode?
What?
It's a sponsored boat race.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, no,
Sponsored by the Nightmare Dimension, eh?
Can you imagine in a world where that's the case, commercials where Billy West has to voice the red M&M getting destroyed in a boat going over a waterfall?
I can imagine Billy West having to voice the red M&M explaining to family members what they're going to do when their family members have a DNR because of the overwhelming virus cases.
You see, kids.
But that's just because I'm sick in the head.
Your parents aren't going to come back because they're too much of a liability for our lives.
Oh, are you sure about that, Red?
Oh yeah, the yellow M&M is like flipping through pages and pages of legal documents, and he doesn't quite get it. And he's like, got a pen tucked behind his ear.
Well, like,
Hey, Red, I don't know if you're allowed to say that
yeah,
to
but
little
like,
kids
no, they have some
that.
kind of, there's just like big video screens outside of the hospital, in front of like the interminable like E3 size lines of people trying to get in, and every once in a while, you know, the only people that are keeping this particular hospital in business is, you know, M&Ms or whatever company owns them, right? Their corporate sponsor.
Right.
I'm positing kind of a dystopian but not too far-fetched scenario for the fate of our healthcare system with the virus and all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So people waiting 3 blocks away on a street corner, and they're comforted by the looming visage of the M&Ms characters. Your wait time is now only 32 hours.
If your parents die on the table, you know, you got options.
Supplies are coming in now, and it's, you know, so it's like a news channel for that line, but it's just the red M&M.
I'm picturing in my head a combination between that hologram scene in Back to the Future. I think it might have been the second one that had like the Jaws advertisement that came out like a hologram. It's a combination between that and that very specific scene in The Critic where they had the hospital that Duke like he makes all those donations, so they have the big gold Duke statue out in front shouting at all hours,
"All hail Duke. Duke is life. All hail Duke. Duke is life. All hail."
Except it's the red M&M.
Is that the one where the soft serve ice cream came out of his nose?
What?
No, that's where the pigeon flew straight into his mouth.
No. There was like, not him, but like there was some kind of a Duke machine that was shaped like his head, and it dispensed ice cream. I remember thinking that was hilarious as a little kid. But
yeah,
but then there was some.
It was an amazing show.
Yeah.
Underappreciated.
I never watched The Critic. You think it probably holds up?
It's pretty good. I watched it a couple years ago, and yeah, again, that's one of my favorite gags of any animated show ever. Because he says something about the greatest charity being anonymous, and Jay points out, he's like, then what in the hell is that? And it was like St. Duke's Hospital. And it's this looming golden statue. And yeah, as he barks out, Duke is life, and a pigeon flies straight into its mouth and gets crushed.
The Critic. What have I told you? He could make a show as well written as The Simpsons, but that would only last as long as Invader Zim. I'm listening.
But again, in my headcanon, now that we're talking about this, this is outside of a hospital in like a massive hologram, and
It's just called M&M's
It's the red
Hospital.
M&M saying yeah.
Tens of thousands of death certificates labeled with like place of death M&M's Hospital with little TM mark.
Yeah, like
Kyle,
yeah,
no. You can't get
Mars Corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you saw what I was trying to do, Keith, and then you berated me immediately.
Well, because I saw how it wasn't going to work. You could have been third, and now you're fifth.
Oh, well, you know, it happens.
It's just like it's a summary of this channel. It's like there's something we were trying to do, quality content, and then there's a big wall of wood planks in the way, and so we bounced back into the 5th place spot of doing Let's Plays for 5 years.
There's a wall of planks in the way and a high-speed impact.
Yeah.
And all that's left is a gnarly-looking cat puppet.
So when
It's like that scene in Breaking Bad where they had the teddy bear that fell out of the plane wreck, except it's that stupid cat puppet half on fire.
so when should we expect to see this?
If you can get Brian Cranston to be our cat guy, that'd be awesome.
Oh my God. What's his rate?
Yeah, we can get Brian Cranston laying on the ground pretending to be like paralyzed from a back injury or something, and I will hold up a shitty cat puppet in his face.
A back injury and a head injury.
I mean, he's probably not working right now, right?
And coitus interruptus. There's a high mechanism of injury here. You got to take stock. What the hell is happening? Are you getting shot at?
No, those were
fucking
geysers.
wakes. Oh, whatever. Fuck them. Why am I asking? I don't care about this game at all.
Keith. What?
What?
Yeah.
Why
What
do
are we
you
talking about? What are we talking about,
Why
Kyle?
do you get mad when I ask you questions about
I was
the game?
only briefly interested when I saw you making a mistake.
Yet you'll ask questions about the game. Why? Why do you?
I think you know the answer there. And it has to do with very specific disorders that Keith may or may not be susceptible to.
I mean,
I
you know, we could have played Pac-Man, but no.
But you're
said
quarantined
no.
at your
Yeah.
house and your vehicle is broken.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yep.
Again, all of this going on, and this would have probably been an amazing game to see in arcades back in its heyday, but my thoughts are still vacillating between, one, shaking this poorly malformed cat puppet in Brian Cranston's face as he lays on my floor and pretends to be paralyzed. 2, the red M&M hovering in ghostly visage over a hospital. And 3, once more, as we started with, the red M&M in one of these flying death boats going over a waterfall and screeching maniacally.
Maybe one of the things they can do for people in hospice is to have the green M&M come in and tell them she loves them. Yeah, but I was also going to say, God, it's just hard to really make out the game footage through this fucking plague doctor mask that everyone's required to wear now by order of the governor. And they don't even give me the dried lilacs to breathe through.
Yeah, you can stuff it full of some, not incense, potpourri that you got from like Michael's.
Oh,
or
you
something.
think that?
Oh no,
You can use
it's
the
too
cheap shit.
scarce.
It's just to filter out the smell.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna
death in the
launder my
streets.
socks with the fabric softener and just stuff those in there while they're still warm.
I don't think
It'll
he
be
has.
what they call the poor man's.
I don't
leg
think
mask.
Keith even has fucking groceries, and you think he's gonna have potpourri? Oh, Nick, you.
Well, I mean, you can go in there because all of the
Holy
old white
shit.
women who frequent those places are surely dead
Nick,
by now.
I don't have one of those toilets that shoots water up your ass.
yeah.
But I
Well,
like Keith's idea too, wandering through the streets with the big plague doctor bird mask and believing that the smell of corpses rotting in the Florida sun, all piled up on the sidewalk, are as fresh as a summer's breeze.
The problem is, well, I hear that the Spanish flu smelt like hay, which is nostalgic and refreshing. So maybe that won't be so bad if this disease smells the same way.
Yeah, and going forward, the smell of wildflowers makes you think of death and decay.
Speaking of death and decay, Kyle, you're really fucking up that sharp turn bit there, buddy.
I know, because this is a hard level.
Let's get a little bit more skill there. Have some respect for the audience, for God's sake. If you're not going to respect us.
Why would I start now?
You were trying to make it on the land, weren't you?
Yeah.
Fucking trying to
Kyle's
sabotage
trying
that
to
as
beach
spite.
himself to be out of this race.
What if one of the people watching our show is a nurse? You're required to worship them now. You need to.
True.
You need
I don't know.
You
get
have
your
to
act
leave out
together,
your
bucko.
offerings in a marked bag, sealed.
I don't know. Like, even if I did, I think I would probably be the kind of jackass that, like, if I got the coronavirus, number one, I wouldn't realize it, and number two, I wouldn't ever go get treated for it. I'd probably
To see if you're strong enough to make it on your own, and if not, you were never supposed to go any further than this anyway.
Yeah,
It's
you know?
impossible. I was only drinking Sea Dog. Then you turn into a pile of lilacs.
And speaking of being cut short and stopped dead in your tracks, join us next time on Mom, Can I Have Another Dollar?
Yep.
Yeah!